Hey everybody, it's Mr. XStitch. I'm back. Weekly vlog 11.5. Maybe it was half term last week. So I got deeply immersed in the joys of childcare. It was alright. I can't really complain. My girls are cool and we managed to hive them off to their various family members for half the week as well, which was amazing because for the first time in 5 years, both my wife and I had a weekend away without the kids. We went to Liverpool. It was brilliant. I really like Liverpool. Never been there before, and it's only like an hour from where I live now. And it's just got so much going on, culture, cool looking people, interesting shots. We did a bit of everything. On the Saturday night, we even went to the Cavern Club and watched the Cavern Club Beatles, which is a pretty good band. I like the Beatles. If you've not watched like the 8 hours of Peter Jackson's Get Back, it's kind of worth a look if you're interested. For me, that really got me into the Beatles in a different way because it was like hanging out with them and seeing their creativity and their workload. And the thing that always like blows my mind about the Beatles is, they were over and done with before I was even born, and they did 11 albums. So you just think they've been around forever, but they did the whole thing inside of like 8 years. It was insane. I like the band The Avalanches. They took 14 years between albums, and the Beatles had been and gone and come back again by then. So it was just really great. Like we did the Beatles story. We just kind of dug into it and went to see them play. And the Beatles band, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on those guys to be as good at Beatles as they can, and the John Lennon guy was on point, man. Um, but I think what I enjoyed more was just seeing other people having their best time. I mean, I was driving, so I wasn't drinking, so I didn't really get to let my hair down. Clearly, some of the people at the place, A, were really letting their hair down, and B, probably enjoyed the Beatles the first time around. I don't know. It was cool. It was a great experience. It was a good thing to have done because we wouldn't do that with the kids. You just couldn't do it or whatever. But I mean, we also did things like we went to the Baltic area. I think it's called the Red Market. It's like a sort of flea market where there's just loads of cool vintagey shops and stuff. Managed to pick up a few Christmas presents. Went to Tate Liverpool, looked around that, enjoyed the Turner Prize nominees, got our culture on, had a bit of nice food, had a bit of coffee, had a couple of drinks. It was all, I don't know, it was just really weird. I'm sure anybody who's a parent can understand it. It's quite hard to sometimes find yourself in amongst the dad kind of thing. And for me as well, I'm like dad a lot. So yeah, it was really cool to get away. I think it really blew away the cobwebs and stuff like that. So that was last week. So sorry, no vlog. Just having too much fun with my family. But I'm back now. It's November. It's magazine production mode. I'm pretty excited about the next issue of the magazine because it's the first time I've got a guest editor. So Melorize, who's a fantastic designer from France, she's been curating the magazine over the past few months, choosing the designers, working out what designs to go in it, and now we're into production mode. So I'm doing the layouts and stuff, and she's doing the art direction and deciding how things should look. And it's just great. It's just really nice to have someone else involved in the mix for a change because although each issue of the magazine is different and the theme dictates the way things go, like the last issue was tropical, so the typefaces you use and the colors you use and stuff can kind of be influenced by that. It's just quite nice to have somebody else calling the shots for once, and it gives me time to kind of think about other things and stuff. And I've just been, I don't know, as for those of you who've been watching these videos for a while, A, thanks. B, hi, welcome back. C, you'll know that since Annie started going to nursery a bit more in September, I've had a little bit more time to chip away at things. And I've been doing that. I've been able to make tiny improvements here and tiny tweaks there, fix things on the website, look at improving things from an optimization standpoint and various other things. So it's quite nice to be fiddling around with those kind of things. I did a lot of reconfiguring of my website. This is going to be boring. If you're not interested in search engine optimized site structure, then apologies, but bear with me. I'll tell a joke at the end or something. But yeah, the Mr. XStitch site has got lots of different columns: the cutting and stitching edge, needle points of view, Emma, just various different columns on different subjects, and they'd always been categorized as those. And from a search standpoint, Google's robots and stuff would look at the website and they would see all these categories, and it would be somewhat unclear what the website was about. So I spent a bit of time tidying things up and basically saying, yes, we have a category called the cutting and stitching edge, and people can find posts about the website, find that content using that category. But I don't want Google to look at that. I want Google to understand that the website is about textile art, 3D textiles, hand embroidery, machine embroidery, and a few other key points. And I'm hoping that because I've cleared away all these other things and just said, look, Google robots, this is what the website's about, I'm hoping that that will enable it to improve in the rankings, because we've got like 3,000 posts on the website, and sometimes we perform really poorly in search results, and I've always been, why is that? And maybe it turns out that we're just too muddied, because Google looks at category of cutting stitching edge, do not know what that means, like that's a weird robot voice, sorry. But if I say it's about textile art, then at least it'll go, right, all of these posts relate to textile art, so this site now has a bit more authority about textile art. That's what I'm hoping. Time will tell, but I keep looking at Google Search Analytics and Google Analytics, trying to understand how to make things grow, where the areas of improvement are, how my email newsletter fits into things and all those sorts of things. So I feel like I'm in a really reasonably good space of just making these tiny improvements, marginal gains, in the hope that they'll sort of pay off in the end. So yeah, but now it's this month, it's head down, get the magazine done hopefully in the next couple of weeks so I can start promoting it. So keep your eyes peeled for that on pre-order. I'm also hoping to launch an XStitch along this month as well, that will start in January. It's a 9-month one and it's called Morning Walk, so I'm hoping to get that all sorted as well. And yeah, just kind of keep on rolling really. But I'm glad to be back in your eyeballs. I hope you're alright. Feel free to drop a comment, whether it's in YouTube or LinkedIn. It's always nice to hear from you, and I'll see you next week. So, you want a joke? COVID, the flu, and measles walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "Is this some kind of sick joke?" Yeah, brilliant. All right, catch you later. Bye.